What about you?
I'm pretty single. I think, it's
Pretty single.
What does that mean?
So there's single and then there's pretty single. So what is pretty
last
single?
time I checked, I was kind of in a friends with benefits type of situation, but
When
that's
was the last
time I had a conversation about it. It's probably been like a week or two since we talked about it, but then we'll like go on and off talking for a couple days. But I'm like, as of right now, as of today, I'm very single.
From pretty single to very single.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just had
very single.
Is it like the more you think about it, the more single you feel?
Very much so. But my longest relationship was almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. Okay, and I detect a bit of an accent. Where are you from?
North Carolina.
Got it. Okay.
A little southern or whatever.
Okay. And so you said the last time you talked to this guy who you're kind of sort of not really seeing was a week or two ago?
Oh, no, like talk to him about the situation that we're in. It's probably been like a day since we had a small conversation, like we texted.
You talked to him or you talked to him about the situation?
Talked to him yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
Did you guys break up?
We were never like dating, like he's my boyfriend. It's been like a month and a half since we started, like since we went on our first date, and then like we talked, and then we are kind of like, well, he's like, I don't know if I want you in my life forever. I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna go with the flow. I like spending time with you. He likes spending time with me. We're gonna go.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say to you? He said,
something along the lines of like, I don't know if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Ooh, how did that feel to hear?
It hurt a lot. I can't even lie. But then again, at that point, it had been like 4 weeks of us talking. So it's like, one, how's he supposed to know? But two, it's not going to hurt me that bad. We got close really fast because like whenever I'm in any sort of situationship, I'm like moving really fast. So I think that put a lot of pressure on it. And then we would have conversations about it, and like we were traveling together, and then eventually.
What does trifling together mean?
Traveling.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's the North Carolina accent threw me off.
And then he kind of went ghost for a little bit after I sent him this very long message about like me being confused. And
can you pull up you have your phone there? Why don't you just pull up and read the long message?
I hope he doesn't watch this.
Something tells me he probably won't.
God. I hope he doesn't watch this.
I honestly, just hearing the details, I don't think he will.
You're right.
You never know.
I did post about it, but okay, we'll see.
What do you mean you posted about it?
I just posted on my private story on Snapchat, like my main private. I don't know if you understand that concept.
Well, what did you post?
Just like a selfie with a link to the podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, what was the long message?
I'm curious. I want to hear it.
So it's been like a second.
We believe in you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. If you want to move on while I pull it up, I don't know.
One eternity later.
How close? How much have you guys texted since he broke up?
So it wasn't even a breakup. He just ghosted me for like 3 days, and then he was like, "Hey, sorry, I blatantly ignored your message."
How long is it? Is it like?
I saw that here.
Is that your message?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a paragraph or two, and if it gets a little,
okay.
You should read his message.
I'll try to scan over the stuff that would take too much.
You should do the whole thing.
Is that your message or his message to you?
My message to him.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay, so he said, I didn't mean to make any of it a confrontation. I'm sorry if it's making you feel that way. I said, it's not even about a confrontation. I mean, I guess it is on my end. I just feel like you've been flaky and different, and it hurts my feelings. I'd rather you just rip the Band-Aid off, be blunt, etc., so I can go ahead and work on getting over it instead of sitting and pondering on whether or not you're actually interested in me. Like, I almost want to apologize for being as intense as I've been, but you started it, and literally the only thing that made you reevaluate was me involving, oh my God, my family in our hypothetical marriage situation. It's so hard to explain the marriage stuff because where I'm from, people get married all the time because it's a Marine town. Mm-hmm. So contract marriages are
Wait, is he a Marine?
Yeah, he's a Marine. I know.
Why wouldn't you want to marry that?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
That's a Marine thing.
That's the money.
they get money, I think, when they get
Yeah.
married, I believe. Or,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they get a bigger house, they get money.
Yep. So I don't know what's
That
going on.
actually
They got a lot to
there's
gain.
benefits.
Yeah, there's
a
more
lot
benefits
in
when a Marine gets
non-military.
married.
That
That's why they get
reminds me of
married
Wait, is there
so
more?
fast.
Yeah, there's-
Is there
Okay,
more?
all right, ladies, let's continue.
Okay.
From my perspective, so that whole like my take on the marriage thing was from my perspective. Is
Just
what
keep-
I made
keep
note
going,
of.
keep
Okay, I
going.
just wanted to make sure. You told me the other day you feel the same as you did before, but you've given me no update on your position on things and certainly no signs of affectionate feelings. I thoroughly enjoy your presence. Thank you. And I want to spend time with you whether or not you're sick. And while I can understand you not being in the mood to hang out because you're sick, that's different than how I would act, so it kind of adds salt to the wound. I just don't understand, and although I think you've been more communicative than most other guys would be,
Oh,
just a little bit more. I'm so sorry.
it's all good.
All of the questions that are swarming my head are being unanswered. I told you I'm crazy or whatever, and I expressed to you how intensely I feel things like this, but I think you forgot or something. I know this whole message might ruin things even more, add more pressure, whatever, but I think I'd regret not fully expressing myself if things were to end between us. And maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion, but I think my feelings are drawn from reasonable occurrences.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
I have so many thoughts about this, but we can continue.
I tried to be,
Here, I need to-
communicative, but like I usually like to write down my thoughts in my notes beforehand. In this message, I did not do that, so I just feel like it was not
Beast mode.
How long were you
It
guys
was
seeing
beast
each other
mode.
for?
like a month at this point, which it seems very intense, but like the first week that we're hanging out, we left the state together and we were together for a whole weekend, and we were talking about, like I said, the marriage thing, and he was like, I might be falling in love with you. And then keep in mind, I'm 19, and like all I've wanted my whole life is to be loved. Like I'm very and I talk to my therapist all the time about it, but I'm very desperate for it, and I'm working on that. But
What's your relationship with your dad like?
it's fine now.
How
Like,
how was it growing up? Not good, huh?
he was pretty absent for the most part, and he actually watches this podcast, like the clips of it on YouTube. So, but he wasn't around often. He was like, whenever I was really young, I would see him all the time on so like every weekend.
Sure,
But,
let's
yeah.
try to get through
Yeah,
the
yeah, sorry.
relationship status.